When doing the Void Fissure missions and you picked up your 10th reactant, you will get this weird, it's like I found it somewhere as a corrupted texture effect on either your Warframe, primary, secondary or melee. And it seems very little is known about this. It's actually called the Reactant buff, hence the name of the video, and it is actually really useful. On your Warframe it increases power range and power strength, which, to be fair, the best visual I could actually find for this was simply Frost. Because you've got the normal sized bubble, and then once the effect actually takes place, you have the extended range. This works for the same for all Warframes, it's just I use Frost the most. This wouldn't really work as well for something like a Speed Nova because it adds strength, which would reduce the reduction to the speeding of them up, so it would slow them down. It's a weird one. On primaries, you basically have... and I really wanted to avoid seeing this, but it's unlimited ammo for the effect of the buff, which means you do not have to reload, you do not run out of ammo, you have unlimited ammo. The buff can last anything up to about 2 minutes. I've found in lots of places it lasts exactly 2 minutes, and in some places it lasts a lot less. I have come across a few rumours as to what ends this though. Secondaries receive exactly the same buff that primaries do. Unlimited ammo. This is also really great if you have a one-shot weapon, and this didn't actually hit me until I came to sit down and actually record this. If you had a one-shot weapon like some of the sniper rifles, even the Maylock, there is some one-shot weapons, I just can't think of the names offhand, but they would work great when the buff is on them because unlimited ammo means you don't have to reload. It doesn't use that one round. And melee is one that I found a really big pain in the butt to actually get to happen. The primary and the melee didn't seem to happen as much as the secondary and the actual Warframe. I preferred the Warframe one, but the unlimited ammo on primary and secondaries is really useful. The melee weapon, you just receive a reduction to the cost of channeling and it is reduced to 1, which means that you can channel and... okay, yes, it does add strength, and if you have your melee weapon built up for strength when channeling, it will be absolutely amazing during this 2-minute buff. But if you don't, you kind of have to hope for the primary, secondary or Warframe buffs because they are just much better. I didn't realise that was the buff on the melee at first and kind of wasted my time trying to figure out if it was extended range for ground pounds, range for melee. No, it's the channeling cost is reduced to 1. With Ember Prime and Frost Prime being released from their vault, so they are currently unvaulted, and Valkyria Prime being just over 2 weeks old now, I found myself in the Fissure missions more and more, and every time I picked up a reactant, this thing kicked in, and when the first came around I planned on doing this then, but I couldn't really figure out what the melee did, because, okay, the channeling seemed to be almost free, but I was watching it once and it did go down, so I just took a guess at the channeling reduction cost. I did, however, look these up before doing this just to make sure that I actually had the facts kind of right. I just wish I could figure out what makes the corruption for about 2 minutes last 2 minutes, because sometimes it's a lot less, sometimes it's a lot more. If I had to take a guess, I would say maybe the corrupted nullifiers have something to do with it, or more than likely it's a bit like doing when you pick up the 10 reactants and you get a hold of Void Traces. Maybe it's like the Void Traces, sometimes you can get 1, sometimes you can get 30, maybe this is the same, sometimes it lasts 1 second, maybe sometimes it'll last 120, hence 2 minutes. I don't really know. I've looked this up several places and the only thing I can really find is the buff will last about 2 minutes.